Everyone and welcome to a monk updated status, I guess. About a week ago, I think, I made a, excuse me, a monk guide gameplay. And I was having a lot of fun with the class, but recently, as I've started to play better people throughout the beta, I've found out that yes, we do a lot of damage. The one thing that I'm really frustrated with right now is Touch of Karma. Touch of Karma has really, if you look at it, not really nerfed that much. But at level 100, the status for Touch of Karma, what I saw, I wanted to do a video for it, just monk in general. Monks are a lot better at level 100 than they are now, but Touch of Karma lately, I honestly can't tell if it's dispellable or if it's literally doing nothing. It's essentially that bad. Like, I'm getting one shot through this, through Karma, and it's to the point where I can't do like anything without a healer, just because I don't like getting one shot. I was gonna do another video, and I can't. Like, I tried so hard. I played tons of games recently to get another video off, but couldn't. Like, it was so bad. I've been having to run diffuse magic in every single circumstance for the past like 2 or 3 days so that I don't get killed. Even if they have like one magical spell, I have to run it. Like Ret Pallies, I have to run it just because Karma is so worthless right now. Ret Mage, you can pretty much say goodbye. You're fucked. Any good mage that knows the monk class can just destroy you. Like, even if you pre-diffuse their Ice Nova or pre-Karma, they're just gonna wreck you. You have to Karma a pet and just hope they don't notice, because otherwise you're fucked. Specifically last night, I was playing against a DK, and I looked at my combat log and it absorbed like one thing, and that was like 3k ability, and I made a video of it, I looked over it, and it probably absorbed about one attack, and then I died. Like, I honestly couldn't tell whether it's glitched, or it's just like absorbing one big hit, and then it's just gone. I don't think, like, people are dying fast, but I don't think people are dying that fast, so Touch of Karma is not working. So, past Touch of Karma, though, what else are we going to go over? Everything is really similar to WoD, or to MoP. In Warlords of Draenor, level 100, I was going to make a beta video on the day that the WoD event came out, but couldn't. On the beta event, servers were crashing, things were so laggy I couldn't actually play. No one was actually doing arenas because of the server event for the beta closing. And for at level 100 right now, we're looking decent, I would say. DPS wise, we do well. But one of the biggest things I've noticed is we're gonna have to play really scummy. We're gonna have to be like ferals in MoP. Just get in there, get them down to like 50%, apply as much damage as you physically can, then run out. One of the things I really noticed is your stacks. Your stacks have to be super conservative because you aren't getting a one-shot with 6 stacks. You have to get at least 10, and that'll probably get someone to around 40% of their health. Like, if you're doing your full rotation, your Rising Sun kicking, you have everything up, you start off with like 4 chi, your full rotation, you'll get someone to like 30 to 40%. And that's about it. And so you need at least 10 stacks to get someone to that point. And then you need at least a couple more to get someone past that. On the plus side, though, we do decent consistent damage in WoD, and we gain stacks really fast. Depends on what you run. I personally love Serenity right now. It's so hard. I mean, beta's closed. I really wanted to talk about Chi Explosion, Hurricane Strikes, and Serenity. Didn't get a chance. God, sorry about that, but I added a bot by accident. I really wanted to like talk about it in beta and show you what happens. So let's go over them right now. Serenity is great. Serenity is what you can use to get a one-shot. This is a relatively low cooldown timer. And because it's on a relatively low cooldown, it does really well. Like, you'll have someone at like 50%, you pop Serenity, and you're just blackout kick, blackout kick, blackout kick, over and over again. And if you start off at like 10 stacks, if you do it right and you're just spamming like blackout kick or something, with Serenity up, you will get another 10 stacks. So you'll burst them down super low, and then you'll just mollywop them past that because you'll already have them at like 50%, and no one but DKs can really recover that well in WoD at the current point. Chi Explosion is really good if you want to get consistent stacks. What I've really noticed is, because of the Chi thing, like 4 Chi does a lot of damage and 3 Chi does a lot, I really ignore the rest of my rotation. Like, that's one thing you have to be careful of. But even then, it's hard to not use just spam Chi Explosion, because Rising Sun Kick is pretty much worthless past the fact that it gives you a 20% increased damage. So, I was thinking about running for compensation, or all the energy burn and all that we're having with jabs, and just Chi Explosion really makes you out of energy super fast. I was thinking Ascension would be a viable choice. I tried it. You start off really slow in the fight, but if you're not going for a one-shot, which at higher ratings you shouldn't be, there's not really a point. You want to set up the kill. Ascension is pretty great. Oh, that's a nice one. And then you have Hurricane Strikes. Hurricane Strikes is either terrible or really good, depending on what you think about it. It's pretty decent if you're trying to get a kill, like a really surprise kill. So if you're at like, I don't know, 1500, 2k rating-ish, it's pretty good. Like, you can get a kill. If you drop someone to like 20%, you do that, then you'll all of a sudden like really kind of surprise them. Like, all of a sudden you'll do a ton of damage really fast, probably around like 15% of their health, really fast. And at high amount of health, that isn't really terrifying at all. It is not an intimidating spell. But at low health, all of a sudden you're a monster essentially using Blade Storm. That kind of tickles, not gonna lie. But it's less noticeable and it hits a lot faster. You can't really run from it unless you're a mage. So, yeah, that's essentially the talents right now. Oh, and one more thing. I forgot, one more thing is, Surging Mist. At level 100, I thought Surging Mist was decent. Like, I didn't think anything wrong with it. At a level 90. I'd been playing level 90 for a while. I played beta, and I thought it was pretty shitty. I played Mop at level 90, and was like, alright, this is pretty good. Why not? It's healing, essentially, it's like a tenth of your health, and when it crits big, it crits for a lot of your health. And especially when multi-strike hits it, then you'll do pretty well with that. Unfortunately, it's probably the worst heal I've ever seen on any hybrid class in my life for level 100. The crit, the normal heal heals less than the crit at level 90. You'll heal, so if it crits right now, if I can get a crit, the monks struggle right now, just getting one crit on a Surging Mist. There we go, so if it gets one crit right there, it normally only does around 11 or 12k normal, and then it does like 20k with a crit Surging Mist. So, yeah, it's really embarrassing. I highly suggest only running with a healer, or Ret Pally, because Rets are really broken heals-wise, pass their one shot. They don't do much damage, but you'll never die with a good one because they're just gods. How do I think that monks will do is one question that I'm asked a lot, just from friends and on my server and all that, is just, I think they'll be fine. I think, personally, we'll all get used to them, and we'll all find the right talent and all that, and so I think we'll be good. So, I don't think there's anything to be worried about if you're worried about your monk not being fun anymore, or just boring and not good. Like, that's the biggest thing. A lot of people want to run Flavor of the Month, and honestly, monks have passed like 5.1, 5.2, from 5.3 and beyond. They have been good, and they've been consistently good. They've not been the best class, but they have been consistently good, and I think they will be up there in probably the top 5 for classes in DPS specifically, just because of their mobility. They'll be the new warriors for melee. Mobility that you can't stop if you're another class. Like how warriors essentially have the best mobility in the game because Rets could have their freedom spell stolen or purged, and it's pretty brutal for them. Honestly, sometimes feel bad for Rets when they just get everything spell stolen. It's kind of like our druids or disc priests or something. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of been a rant for Surging Mist and Karma specifically, but I hope you liked it, and see you guys.